oh man. We are in this thing. We are
Mm-hmm.
back. We are back. And we also just has a huge show for y'all today. My name is Hakeem. This is the 49ers Empire. This is my co-host Blair Coates. And
Let's get it.
today, let's get it, man. Hey man, let me just say this off top, man. I know that one thing that I'm on top of, meaning I know that there are certain things that we do that people are unable to do. Meaning, we actually dig into our team. We actually read about our team. We're not emotional all the time in regards to certain things. So today is going to be an emotional show for a lot of individuals. I actually posted
Yeah.
this on Twitter. I posted this on Twitter, and when I posted this on Twitter, the reaction I got was just like, I can't believe you're saying this. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't understand football. Look. Okay. I'm not saying I'm an expert football guy, but what I will tell you is here's where my experience comes in. I've played football from 5 to 23 years old. And when you say 23 years old, you're saying what? That, yeah, I was college football. Okay. So once I understood, even then, even if I just played in high school, right? I've coached the game for 16 years. High school football, 16 years. I went to section championships. I've coached this game for a long time. So let me explain something to you guys. One thing I do realize in the 90s, running the football was the most important thing you can do for your football team because it was a running era. And this is why you've seen so many great running backs be so successful in the 90s. If you look at NFL now, how many running backs do you really see that's really that great? Maybe one or two. And you got Henry, right? You got Elliott.
Mm-hmm.
You got a couple guys that actually are doing their thing. McCaffrey from Carolina. So
Yeah.
let me break it to you guys on what happened. In the 2000s, this became the passing era where quarterbacks threw 30 to 45 times a game. Back then, quarterbacks are throwing 17 to 20 to maybe 22. 25 was a lot in a game. So I want you guys to understand the most important position is the person who's going to have the ball the most. So let me pose this question to you, Blair.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson, 4,800 yards. I know we talked about this on our past show. 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Please talk to me about what he would do for our franchise. Just not who we got to give up for him. Let's just talk about if he was being coached by Kyle Shanahan, what would he do for our organization?
Well, the first thing that I would say is he gives you something to sustain at the quarterback position. Right now, we do not have a quarterback that can give you enough minutes on the field, constantly hurt, right? So you need a quarterback that is available. His availability is there. Secondly, he's going to allow you to open up the offense. If we look at the 49ers, the Achilles heel has been, and this goes back to 2019,
Mm-hmm.
the offense is a bit mediocre and predictable. You know that we have to run the ball. You know that we have to throw it in between the lines to George Kittle. You know that we have to dink and dive. That is not going to get the job done. I know that there was success in 2019 with that, but as you said, this is a copycat league. Defensive coordinators are always looking for an edge. Right now, I think if you have the quarterback that we have in place, you're just too predictable. moving to more of the mobility. And this is where I think the game has drastically changed. I know Tom Brady just won a championship. There's a whole bunch of theories out there, but the game has definitely changed. It's a mobile quarterbacks league. And Deshaun Watson, not only is he mobile, but he is deadly accurate on the run. Right now, the 49ers do not have any quarterback on the roster that can give you that much flexibility at the quarterback position. I just look at a player like Deshaun Watson and say, you're immediately going to have an offense that is threatening, right? Right now, the offense is just not threatening. There's no one that you can really look at and say, man, when we're playing against the 49ers, we have to watch out for this guy. Brandon Ayuk is a stud. Deebo Samuel is a stud. But like you just said, the most important part of an offense is the quarterback. And if you know, if I'm a defensive end, if I'm a defensive coordinator, if I know all I have to do is blitz you to get you off your square, and it's going to cause all sorts of issues for your offense, I'm going to do that 5 to 10 times a game. I'm going to blitz you early. And I think if you have a quarterback like Deshaun Watson that can get outside of the numbers, extend the play, that is boom. Extend the play. Don't take the sack. If you have an opportunity to maybe scramble and allow your receivers to play out there a little bit and come back to the ball, I think you have to take your opportunity at grabbing a guy like that. If you ask me, what does Deshaun Watson bring? He brings a total roller coaster to that offense, and I think this is a type of guy that the 49ers are going to need.
Man, I'm gonna say it again, and I wanna do just a comparison on what we have. This is totally an upgrade if we do make this move. So let me explain the difference between like a good quarterback or okay quarterback, because I don't even think Jimmy's good. I think he's okay. If you're good, you can at least carry sometimes, right? I think Jimmy's okay quarterback. Deshaun is a great quarterback. So let me just tell you the difference. When you have a terrible team, and you still throw for 4,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions with a bad offensive line, no offensive weapons, and you still have your offense rolling, that tells me you're carrying the team. I most definitely is a game manager. I want to say also that he has a better arm than Jimmy. He has better throwing angles than Jimmy. He has better vision than Jimmy. He has come and played at a high level. He's a champion, if we don't remember. Alabama was afraid of Deshaun Watson. Those are NFL players that he's playing against in the biggest stage of college football. And what is he doing? He is taking them out. And so all I'm saying is this. Jimmy Garoppolo had a perfect storm. We had healthy players. We had a good offensive line. We had good weapons. We had a very, very, very defense, probably one of the best in the past 10 years from any team. Probably one of the best defensive lines in about 10 years from any team. Mm-hmm. And he had a perfect storm, right? A great defense, great coaching, great wide receivers, great O-line. So I want everybody to understand something. We're not going to always have that. And because of it, we're going to have to start signing players. Fred Warner is going to cost a lot of money. Trent Williams right here is going to cost some money. Jason Verrett. Deebo Samuel's contract is going to come up, right? So you really have to think about guys who are going to have to sign. So our window is this big. And if Jimmy needs a perfect storm and we still lose because of his inaccuracies in the Super Bowl and also some coaching decisions that was made, but ultimately, if he'd hit a wide open Emmanuel Sanders, we could be having a different conversation. So what I'm going to say is that if we had a player that had a threat of not only, hey, I can throw it anywhere and everywhere in deep and short and mid range, but I can run on you. Then the defense has to respect that. Do you know how good Deebo Samuels would be if Deebo Samuel, they run the same offense for Deebo Samuels, him doing them sweeps or these little screens with a running quarterback that you can possibly fake to on a bootleg and make it an option where you better take me or George Kittle is the guy who's getting deep on you over here, or Brandon Ayuk is down there getting over there. Think about it like this too. If we make some type of trade and we get him on our team, we will immediately have top 2 quarterback in our division. We'll have a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. And this is what I'm saying about the 49ers. We need to change. So let me pose this to you.
Yeah.
49ers call up the Houston Texans and say, hey, we will give you Nick Bosa and our first-round draft pick, number 12, and we will also give you our second-round pick for 2022. What are you going to do?
God, that is such a tough scenario for a general manager to be in. But the NFC West is highly competitive, right? We have no idea what the quarterback situation is going to be with Seattle. I think Russell Wilson will stay. We know Stafford is in LA, and we know we have difficulty against Arizona. I think you have to make that move, reluctantly as it will be, as much as you do not want to give up your defensive end. You need a quarterback. The 49ers need a quarterback. O.J. Simpson said it best. Players are going to end up leaving, and you have to take the opportunity right now because the opportunity is here. It's in your face. If I'm the general manager of the 49ers, I'm signing it over with I'm reluctant about it, but I'm signing it over because I know that I'm putting my team in the best possible position to win. Jimmy Garoppolo still has not figured out how to combat the turnover ratio. Deshaun Watson, he has figured that out. You just said it. Top 5 quarterback. He'll be top 2 in the NFC West. You have to do it. I know it, 49er fans. I myself, I don't want to give up Nick Bosa. I'm a firm believer that defense wins you the championship. I believe that. But if you don't give up Nick Bosa, see, that's the thing. It comes, if you don't give up Nick Bosa, then you're saying you're going with Jimmy Garoppolo. Then you're saying you are okay with the turnovers. You are okay with the mediocre offense. You are okay with the debacle in the locker room. I don't care what no one's telling you. Kyle Shanahan does not want to continue to see bad quarterback play. This dark cloud is going to stay over the team if you don't make a deal like this. And I think with the cards in front of you, it's give and take. You have to give up something to get something in return. And I think the Nick Bosa deal is what it's going to take to do it. I would do it, but I don't know if our general manager has that type of appetite. You know,
I don't even know his appetite. I don't know if he has the guts. Yeah. And so this is why, so this is what I respect in regards of the Rams. The Rams are going for it. They know their window is small also. They also know that they need somebody with that can do exactly what Sean McVay needs him to do. And we need to go ahead and get it done. I cannot allow my division to keep beating me. The 49ers are winning every year. We need somebody who can beat the 49ers. So you know what? I know we won our first and second round picks, but damn it, I got to go get my guy. And they went, pulled the trigger, and got that guy. Yeah. The bottom line is we got to do something similar. And it's not to trend it up. We have the worst quarterback in the division right now. right now.
Absolutely. Well, let
Russell
me ask you
Wilson,
this.
Kyler Murray, Matthew Stafford, Jimmy Garoppolo. Go ahead.
And and I think if you add some more teams in there, he would be even lower. Let me ask
He
you
would be
this: if you add Deshaun Watson, are you immediately a Super Bowl contender?
immediately. And the thing is the reason why I will say that is because we can sign a free agent defensive end. Now he won't put out Nick Bosa's numbers, but who's to say after this ACL Nick Bosa's going to be the same, right? Who's to say that our defense is going to be the same next year? Meaning we lost our play caller. There's a lot of things that's up in the air, and if I had a question about it, you're on a trading block. The
Mm-hmm.
only person that I think is untouchable on this team, there's two people on this team. There's Fred Warner and there's George Kittle. Those are the two most untouchable players on our team. Because of what we do, George Kittle blocks like no other tight end in the game. He's a threat vertically. He's a threat when he catches the ball. He's a great inspirational leader.
Yeah.
So you can't trade that. You can't get rid of that because he's too much of a piece. So if you look on the other side of the ball, we're not going to re-sign Sherman, so we need a leader. It's Fred Warner. Fred Warner is also probably the best Mike linebacker in football. Well, he's top
Mm-hmm.
one or two, but he is still in the conversation. He's the best pass coverage guy for a Mike linebacker in football. So there's so many things that we can say. Nick Bosa had one good year. And if we don't remember, he got hurt in college. He tapped out. He didn't want to come back and play. His brother's always hurt. I don't know. I'm
Yeah.
just saying that Deshaun Watson will give us way more snaps than Nick Bosa. Deshaun
Yeah.
Watson will be able to control games with his arms. Nick Bosa has opportunities at times. And this thing, if we got to be forced to keep D Ford, then they could just double team Nick now. How good is Nick without D Ford on the other side?
His
So
numbers dropped tremendously.
exactly. So we don't really understand and know what we can do. Let's start getting to some of these people's comments here. Think we should make a move for Matt Ryan. You know what? The only way I would take Matt Ryan, and let me just say this, the only way I would take Matt Ryan is that if they cut Matt Ryan.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trading for Matt Ryan. If they cut Matt Ryan, I am okay with the Niners picking him up. We can cut Jimmy G. In that first round, let's draft a quarterback. We can have one on the shelf being taught by a great player, well, a good player,
Yeah.
and we can still run our offense. Matt Ryan and me will compete with Matthew Stafford. Hey, to me, they're not too much of a difference. One is a little older, but one has been
Yeah.
to the Super Bowl with experience, and he understands who Shanahan is. So
Yeah.
there's
That's interesting.
there's different ways to think about Shanahan. Maybe Dak Prescott. What do you think about Dak Prescott?
See, the thing with Dak Prescott is this: he took a nasty, nasty injury, you know. And when I watch Dak Prescott play, there's a confidence issue that I'm seeing in Dak Prescott's game. I don't know if it's because he's on the Dallas Cowboys and he just doesn't know how legitimate his position is with the Dallas Cowboys, but there's a confidence thing going on with Dak Prescott that just makes me a little uneasy. If it's cheap, which I know he doesn't have that big deal yet, and if it comes at a cheap cost, then yeah. But if we're talking Deshaun Watson and Dak, you don't play any games. You go get your stud in Deshaun.
I think so too. I don't think right now we have any room. And also, Deshaun's come out and said we're on his list. And this
Yeah,
is what I'm saying, man. I don't think people understand what that means. That means he's interested in coming to us. Come trade for me, bro.
yeah,
Deshaun Watson has a no trade clause in his contract, meaning, hey, I pick my destination. Oh, you want to send me to the Jets? No, I don't want to go to the Jets. I'm not going to the Jets. No, so you can't sign it. I'm sorry. It's not like Matthew Stafford where they can actually send you wherever. So
yeah,
now you can't really shop him. if they come with a nice deal, let's go get this
Mhm.
man. You know what
And
I
it
mean?
makes so
Like,
much sense for the Texans to do this. They just cut JJ Watt. They need someone on that defensive front.
it's
It
almost a
makes
perfect
sense for them to make
situation.
it.
Yeah.
Man, it's so perfect. I hope it meshes well because I think our GM John Lynch needs to seriously get on that phone, talk to your advisors, and get a deal done.
So, Christian, what about Derek Carr? And that's the same. This is the same thing I'll do. It's the same thing I'll say about Matt Ryan. The only way that I will do it is if he got cut from the Raiders, and then we sign him to a 1 to 2 year deal with nothing in the back end, and then we draft a quarterback the first round. I don't mind that because this is why we have one of the greatest coaches of coaching quarterbacks. So I want you to look at his track record. When he was in Washington, Cousins went to the Pro Bowl. Cousins looked like an all pro. He got Cousins
Yeah.
$80 million from the Vikings, right? You look at Matt Ryan. What has Matt Ryan been since he left? He took him to the
Out
Super
of the
Bowl.
playoffs.
Exactly. He took him to the Super Bowl. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo came on the scene. Kyle Shanahan dialed it up for him, even though Jimmy was limited. So imagine if Derek Carr came in with a strong arm and good coaching from Kyle Shanahan for 1 year. I will tell you,
Yeah.
he will look like a brand new quarterback. And the
He will
reason
need
why
to.
he would need to, and he will have a lot to show, and then we go get a quarterback, Trey Lance or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because the thing with Derek Carr, he's another turnover machine. A lack of confidence. I think it probably is a little bit of coaching, but that guy cannot keep the ball out of the defense hands.
hmm
Like
I
it's
think
just
I think
that
a
is
lot of
his
that has to do
problem.
with. I think a lot of that has to do with the scheme, though. I think, yeah, I think a lot of people don't understand that schemes matter to certain
Yeah.
quarterbacks. So let me give you a prime example. So I don't know if a lot of people remember Rich Gannon. So
Oh
Rich
yeah.
Gannon, yeah, Rich Gannon was really good with the Raiders, but when he was with the Chiefs, he just was not okay. And then when he came with John Gruden and that offense and that style of offense, he fit in perfectly. It wasn't that Rich Gannon was bad. It's just that he didn't have that coach to coach him up and put him in a system that makes sense for him. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we got another one here. Man, Carson Wentz.
That's
I
a
think
tough
Car
one.
I think Carson Wentz is too much money. I think
Hmm.
I think I think he's a little lower than Jimmy, but I just don't think somebody that we're trading in. I mean, you would have to imagine if we trade him for him, we expect to keep him for the next 3 to 4 years. So
Yeah.
I'm not, and he's injury prone, and this is why I'm upset with Jimmy because he's injury prone. So it's kind of like bringing in somebody that I'm already pissed off at one person about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I like Carson Wentz when he's actually playing and he's healthy. He's just got moxie, bro. He does not care. But Wentz is an injury prone player, and I can't do
Yeah. Yeah.
another year of somebody being hurt every week. What do you think about
Yeah.
Wentz?
And his numbers have been diminishing every single season that he's been there. If people fail to realize he did not win that Super Bowl, the good old Nick Foles did that.
hmm
Carson Wentz. I'm not a believer in his game. I think as time goes on, his game is going to get even weaker. And he's a band-aid. He is a band-aid. Right now, the 49ers do not need a band-aid. They need a solid piece. Okay. And they need someone that they can move forward 3 to 5 years with. That window, I'm telling you, that window is dwindling quickly. And pretty soon here, you're going to be in a total rebuild. You're going to be
hmm
rebuilding the whole team if you do not get a solid quarterback. Matt Ryan's more solid than Carson Wentz. I'll give him that. But Carson Wentz, he is one tackle away from being out. He was out for in the playoffs. He was out for a Super Bowl. He was out last season. He continues to get replaced by backups. That is very telling for a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, I just want my 49ers fans to understand. I know every week we're talking about a quarterback. But if this Deshaun Watson deal goes through, it'll be the probably most biggest epic trade in the past 20 years. Because we don't all
Yeah.
understand how good Deshaun Watson is. Now you know Barrow he went first to the Cincinnati Bengals, right? How good is
Hmm.
Barrow?
He's good.
It's really good. Now
He's
Barrow,
really real good.
I want people to listen to this. Barrow is 24. Deshaun Watson is 25. So
Man,
again,
come on.
I'm telling y'all the age of Deshaun Watson. He's trending, just his numbers. He's trending as one of the greatest of all times. So I'm not
Hmm.
saying that he's the greatest of all time now. I say it's per his numbers, he is trending one of the greatest of all times. Now I want you
Yeah.
guys to know that John Elway and Shanahan's dad, I want you to think about that relationship of greatness to that same offensive system that we run. Mobile John Elway. I mean, Hall of Fame John Elway with a great running back. By the way, I've heard the 49ers may go after Aaron Jones from the Green Bay Packers, running back.
That'd be a
So
solid deal.
that'll be a solid deal. But what I'm
Hmm.
trying to say is, I want you guys to think about for the next 10 to 14 years, Kyle Shanahan calling it up for Deshaun Watson and the numbers that he can put up in this system.
It would be
It's
phenomenal.
scary. It's scary. Can you imagine Deshaun Watson and Mostert in a read option look? Just to run it sometime. Just
Yeah.
the threat of and he can
Yeah.
just throw it to deep to Brandon Ayuk or throw it deep to
Yeah.
George Kittle or Debo Samuel.
Yeah. You lose the
Come on.
predictability. That's what's going on. The 49ers, and I said this earlier, you're looking real predictable. Everyone knows this. 49ers are going to try to run the ball. If that doesn't work, they're going to go on the second down, they're kind of trying to do a slant, and then they're going to try to do this play action thing. It works. I like it, but it's predictable. When you add Deshaun Watson, you lose that. Now defenses don't know what you're going to do. You can hand it off. He can do a quarterback sneak. He can throw it deep. You need a guy like this, especially to compete in the NFC West. Like, I don't know how more prevalent that can be if you do not compete this season. And I really feel if you do not compete this season, you are in for turmoil for the remaining years of Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. And I'm telling you, you just have to compete. I'm not saying win it all, but you have to get competitive right now. All the other teams did that. They loaded up because they're trying to beat Kyle.
Yeah, and I
Got to make
don't
a move.
got to make a move. And I know he's saying that Aaron Jones we don't need. No, we don't need him, but we also need a healthy backfield. We got good running
Mhm.
backs, but they just don't stay healthy.
Yeah,
Mostert's always
Mostert doesn't stay
hurt.
healthy.
Coleman's not coming back. Wilson
Mm-mm.
is really good, but he doesn't stay healthy either. We
Yep,
need
Hasty
Jones.
got hurt.
Hasty got hurt. Jones plays every game, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, bro. I am my standard for guys is staying available. Like
Hmm.
we need guys to stay available, and we need them to be really really good when they're available.
I wonder
Um,
his contract though, because right now, Chapman
he's
was
free
talking
agent.
about this a
He's
little
free agent.
earlier. Oh, okay, yeah. See, with no, if you don't have any contract issues, then yeah, you need to make that move because right now the running back room, everyone's on cheap deals,
hmm
but
I think
availability is the issue.
availability is the issue, man. Um, last thing I want to ask you: the other than quarterback, other than cornerback, what do you think our biggest need in the offseason would be?
So
Should
no
be.
quarterback other than corner. And we're saying draft wise or just all around.
hmm I think draft all around. I think.
I'm gonna be honest. I think you need to go out there and start looking at that offensive line.
hmm
Players. You're moving a lot of players around. I know. I think. Player Football Focus has us at the number 5 in best offensive lines in the National Football League, which is quite telling. But it's the O line. You need a stud. We don't know what's going on with McGlinchey. I don't know if he's eating a burger and a pizza right now and getting bigger. We have no clue what's going on with Trenton Williams. I think you need to address that
They don't want to
while you
say it,
can.
but McGlinchey's a vegan. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness,
They don't
he's
want to say it,
playing
but
like
he's a vegan, man.
he's playing like a vegan. That
He's
guy needs a
playing like it.
pizza. Put a burger and fries and shake in that man's hand. But yeah, all seriousness, I think you need to address the offensive line moving forward. If you're not talking quarterback, you're not talking corner, then you go offensive line.
Yeah, I would I would definitely say offensive line too. But let me say this, and I want to throw this in the hat. I really think we need a special, strong safety. I think Jacarcy Tart was in the right areas, but I think we need a ball hawk. We need to cause more turnovers on defense in the back end.
Hell yeah. Oh,
I get real jealous of teams that get interceptions and fumble recoveries.
Yeah.
We need opportunities for our offense to score points, and I think by not re-signing Jacarcy Tart, I think it'll be really good for us to go get a rookie in the draft, 3rd round, 4th round, or sign somebody. You know, let's go out and get somebody, man. And I think,
and it's funny because in 2019 they were getting those turnovers, but that was because that defensive line was going crazy.
Yeah. So I don't know, man. I enjoy our Niners, and I know we come on and we talk about our Niners and we study the Niners, but it's good to see other Niner fans and just talking and chopping it up with us. We go once a week now. We go a couple times a week during the season. Please subscribe to our Instagram page, the 49 Empire Podcast, and then the 49 Empire Podcast, the 49 Empire on Twitter. And then so also just subscribe to our YouTube channel, 49ers Empire Podcast. We will definitely be back sometime next week. Please comment below. Please like, subscribe, and share this content to your peoples. It does nothing but help the channel, and we really appreciate y'all. Anything to say before we get up out of here?
Man, come April, okay, when it gets closer to that draft, stay tuned. We are going to ramp up these shows.
Hard. We going hard around.
Hey. Yeah. So, fans, be ready for that. Be ready. Have your questions, your comments, your beef, whatever it is, because we're coming ready in April.
And even the combine, man, like it's just like come on, baby. Let's just get. I can't wait, bro. That's what I'm saying. We gonna be dialed in for these boys, man. Hey, and I appreciate you, and I appreciate you guys looking out. And thank you for saying we a great show. Who's that? Who's this? We could be. Hey, I like him. Yeah. So this is what I'm saying, man. This is what I'm saying. Yeah. Let's get that safety too, man. But look, we are out of here. Peace out.